Okay, I'm gonna check it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Did you post the information on the Discord?
Yes, I posted on the remote viewing general as usual.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can hear it there. We're good to go.
Yes, I posted on the remote viewing general.
And I don't hear it anymore, so we are good to go. All right.
Mm-hmm.
We have so this target is mine, right? This is my target, and you put a number on it, correct?
Yeah, but I actually have no idea what target this is.
I know. And we're gonna go over that here
So you are not
shortly.
blind to it.
No. No, I
Oh, you
actually
are not.
I actually chose this target for a very simple reason. This target is um, very
Okay, please,
interesting.
please, please don't tell me yet. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can discuss the data we have first, and I will just represent all of the participants and make the best educated guess as
E-
to what the target could be.
exactly. So let's look at we have Laura, Lynn, Blue Dev. Oh, Blue Dev and Jason. Nice. Okay, so let's look at auras first.
Uh huh. Okay. Give me a minute. So this is her data and very detailed description. Even though I have no idea what it is, she described the surrounding environment. I would say is it's not in the urban area feeling. It's maybe in some rural area, and she perceived trees and uh I would say a point of interest, but I don't know what it is. She drew a coin cone shaped structure or a triangular shaped structure, and she described energy waves coming out of it. So cone of energy waves, and that cone is black in color and coming off with and with energies and yellow trees besides that cone, and it may be a cube or a box. Yeah, the shape could vary, and she also drew a what I consider to be a cute animal picture on it. Maybe it's a dog, or on the side is a I think it looks like a duck to me, and animal faces on the outside. And she also drew a red door and several people around the target site, and there is lights around that door,
She did.
and people.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She did really good. That's. I mean, there's a lot of interesting data on that one. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
And these people, and she perceived that these people's hands are doing something. Maybe with maybe I don't know what they are handling, but she described them as like turning of something that is, but yeah, with a box like structure. Yeah, maybe a cube like. I don't know. Maybe it's a remote control or what. Something technical. Anyway, these people are holding box shaped stuff,
right.
and they are manipulating it. This is what I read from her data.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that. I really like that data. So what did you?
Yeah, and first impressions shows trees with black comb in between them, and giving off because some kind of energy wave, and something is turned off. and hidden away. And yeah, basically there are people around it, and she also perceives a scene where there is a door and with lights around it, and people wearing white suits, carrying a yellow box in one hand and connected by a cord to something in the other hand. On the other hand,
Right.
and feeling a warning alarm. So something is wrong, but yeah, some maybe I would say maybe maybe they are handling with some problems. It doesn't feel like a peaceful scenario to me. Yeah, these people are handling with some are dealing with some issues, but I don't know exactly know what that issue could be, and it feels kind of high tech to me because yeah, we see a man-made structure and with a cone that is emitting wave-like energetics.
Okay. Yep. And
So
that's
I would
her.
say that concludes her data.
Yeah.
And next is mine. I would say is quite different from her data. So maybe if she is right, then maybe I miss the target, but I'm fine with it. So I will just describe my target, my data as it is. So first, I perceive there are columns, and I feel that the target is not in a future event. It is not even in the present. It's in the past and a remote past. This is my feeling. It's not. It's all feels almost like ancient feel. And I
How
also perceive there are hard and solid stone-like structures. And these columns reminds me of some ancient Greek buildings. You see the huge columns made of big stones. This is the impression I get when I try to perceive this target. And on my second page, I perceive there are some activity. I hear people yelling the words. Open the gate. I don't understand. I don't understand the meaning, but it's quite a strange feeling because I rarely had hearing sensations when in my remote viewing session. Usually, when I try to do my remote viewing session, I can perceive visuals, and sometimes it's clear visual, just like the heartache. Sometimes it's just a metaphoric expression, but this time it's not a visual. It's not a visual image. It's a sound. I clearly heard the sound, and it's a language, and I heard people saying "open the gate," but I don't know why. So because I hear the words, I deduct that there must be people at the site, but I don't see them. I just I just see the big columns and buildings, but I don't see people. But because I hear the sound, I know there are people nearby. And I had a feeling that there is a military feel to it, but I don't understand why. Then at like my third page, I also perceive building, but I don't know how that building looks like. But I made a deduction is either a castle or a fortress, and that concludes my session. Not much data, but I try to give out as much as I can without uh, trying to come up with too much noise. Yeah,
no.
and so far I think the data I have are kind of coherent in some ways, but it doesn't mean that my data is useful or hit the targets. It simply means that I can still see some coherence with my data, but yeah, I'm fine with hit or miss. I'm okay with
Right.
with whatever happens.
Okay. So what I want you to do before we go on to the next one,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I want you to kind of tell me um, what you the military feel like,
Uh huh.
and the open the gate. So uh, when you heard them say open the gate and the military feel, what does that exactly feel like? Is it can you give me a little bit more detail on the feel?
Well,
The emotions
the
surrounding that.
emotions.
Yeah.
I can tell you, it's not a pleasant one. It's almost like a emergent feeling to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone is yelling at someone else,
There's a lot of
and it's
yeah. There's a lot of
yeah.
people yelling. Yeah. So but my thing is it one voice? Is it many voices? Is it
Oh,
a range?
I only hear one voice, one clear voice in my remote viewing session.
Okay.
So very strange. But you know that the perception doesn't happen in your ears because you actually don't hear anything when you try to remote view.
Right.
But instead you just hear the sound passing through your mind. So
I
there, I would say the sensation you get in remote in the state of remote viewing is very different from your normal senses.
right. Exactly. So now the here's the other issue I got with this. Uh,
Hmm.
you said it feels like it's in the past. Does the event feel? Does it feel like an event? Does it feel like the building is in the past? What feels in the past? Does
Well,
the
because
target?
uh, well, I describe the target as being in the past because when I try to pro the target, my initial AOL, I didn't wrote it down, but my initial AOL is like the palace of Athens, like that kind of structure, that kind of building.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of impression just just comes into my mind. So I immediately recognize it's an AOL. But I know that the key component of that AOL is main structure and in terms of time is in the past. I only keep these two. But for the detailed description of it, I just discard the rest of it because I AOL is just a different interpretation of the real data of the
Right.
signal line.
Right. And
So
I
I
know
just take the gist of it.
trying to do a timeline is so tough. So I totally understand that. So yeah. All right.
Mhm.
So let's go to the reason I ask is because when we go to the next sets of data, it's gonna kind of mess with you. So who is this? Is this Jason?
Oh, no, it's not Jason. Jason didn't submit any image.
Oh, okay.
He on he only he Jason only submitted his data in word description.
Oh,
So
this is
this is
a
from
blue dev.
yeah.
I tell you what, that is a good set of data.
Really, you have read through it.
So what I did is he was doing the data. This
Uh
is how
huh.
it works. So this looks like his initial set of data, right? These drawings here, flat spiral,
Yes.
ribbing, banding. Uh, Let me see if I can. I need to take a look at that. Outside with sun, wind, people talking, background. So his picture here, the flat spiral, ribbony, banding like a magnetic field.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And the convergence,
yes. So
water loaded scanning, curved,
yeah.
and
So
mm-hmm.
that's pretty good. So what I did is I front loaded him and I told him the target is an event.
Oh, okay.
So his front load, because he asked, was I front loaded him with just the word it's an event.
Uh huh.
And so he came up with a slippery slope, like a flower closing up, slip,
Yeah. Yeah.
verge, drain. So okay, and then he got done with that, and I gave him another front load, and it was sports event.
Yeah. Sports event
Yeah,
and short events overall decrease. Warp dome losing traction. Slipping slope like a flower blowing up. Minimal clearance. Clutch. Last second drift. Outstretched arm.
right. And now he's got colors too, orange and white. So
Yeah.
that's really important too. So so now we know it's a sports event, and we have this particular picture.
Uh
So
huh.
and then this is Jason. Jason says he sees a helicopter propeller, windmill. So
So this is from Jason. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of what he saw
Uh
uh,
huh.
when he looked at the target. So that's it could be something to do with this, but I can't figure it out. So, are you ready for the target? Let me know.
Yeah. But since you mentioned that it's a sports event, I guess it's a miss for most of us because we didn't describe it as anything sporty.
Well, uh, yes and no. All right, so my target.
Uh huh.
Let me see if I can. I got to bring this up into a full. So I looked for a future event. Okay. Now I'm.
Oh, it's a future event.
It's a future event. So when we set the target, when I called you up and I said, "Hey, Lynn, can you set this number?" It was a future
Uh
event.
huh.
At that time, what it is in Italy, um, two matches, two different contests were going to be moved to Friday night. So the Napoli's game against Cagliari for soccer and Inter's match at Como will kick off at the same time at 8:45. So there were
Mhm.
four teams in two matches on Friday night. That was my target. Now,
Oh, okay.
if you look at Blue Dev's data, where it's got this the round shape, that damn thing that looks like a soccer ball. I mean, it
Uh
looks
huh.
like a soccer ball, and the outstretched arms. Let's see if I can pull up this other window. Firefox. No. there's a lot of there's a lot of pictures of the two matches. So if you look at a lot of the pictures that are about these teams, there's orange, there's white. I mean, it's like it was the whole deal was the fact that the it was two teams or two contests that were being decided, and his outstretched and slippery slope and the outstretched arm and the soccer ball. I'm thinking Jason. He didn't hit the target, but he got a lot of the aspects of the target. You with your buildings got the nearby feel for the area because it's in Italy, and where the location is at is very old and very you know developed. So your description of the enemy, and then open the gates. when the when the players take the field, they open these gates, and the players rush in, and the crowd goes wild, and the whole sports thing. So you got that right, and then Aura's basic description of people wearing the suits carrying the yellow box in one hand connected to a cord feels like the officials carrying the you know all the stuff they need to film the event. I mean,
Mhm.
while she didn't Aura didn't hit the thing exactly,
Mhm.
what she did is she basically got a lot of the descriptors about the event. You got the descriptors of the how come I'm not seeing that? Hold on. I'm trying to let me get rid of that. So you got the description of the building and the area. Blue Dev got
Mhm.
description of the event and the soccer game and the soccer ball and the arm outstretched and how slippery the field was. So all three of you got really good aspects of the target, and nobody got the aspect that it was two separate games of soccer.
Mhm. No.
No, so I mean it was a miss, but the miss was
Mhm.
fantastic because of how it played out. So
So
I'm
is the contest ended?
oh yeah, it was decided last night. It
Oh,
was
okay.
Friday. Yeah, so I could my plan was to actually take everybody's data and see if I can make a bet on the winning matches.
That's why you insist that we submit
That's
our
that's
data.
yes, exactly. I was going to take the money. I was going to take some money, literally put it on the contest, and then if I won, then I'd
No.
take the money and then give it to you guys to say, look, this is what we did. But the fact that there was two contests going at the same
Uh-huh.
time, it really made it difficult. So in the future, the fact that we got as much data as we did, in the future, we can do the same thing, and we can literally pick the winning team, and somebody else can make bets with somebody else set the targets, and then we pick the winning team.
I would say you better just stick with traditional ways of doing ARV.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, if we can actually with because I don't do sporting events. I don't know anything about them, but I can pick out colors and I can pick out emotions. So if I could hook up with somebody that can take the basic, they take the basic idea of
Hmm.
the game, they understand the game, and then you take our
Hmm.
data and you combine the two, you'll have a lot
Hmm.
more data to gamble with. I mean, to me, it would be a win-win to offer our basic skill set
Um,
to add to
yes,
their data pool.
actually, there is a huge market out there because people all over the world they love gambling. It's not just in Europe. In Hong Kong, we also have similar similar stuff. And in Taiwan, we can literally gamble. Who is going to win the baseball game like next week or next month? And it's legal. It's not illegal. It's legal.
Right.
Yeah, you can place bets on on the team you support, and so there's actually a huge market out there. It's not just in Europe. I believe it's the same in United States. And when I visited Hong Kong, like I think it's 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, they don't gamble on baseball or basketball, but they gamble on horse race. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is if we really wanted to make a little money on the side is we
Uh huh.
hook up with a group that gambles. We don't gamble. They
No, we
offer
don't.
they
We offer service. We offer services,
right.
and as long as we can prove beyond a shadow of doubt that using our methodology can increase your uh, rate of winning like by 5 or 10%. That would be enough for people to choose us.
Right. So if somebody's going to make a $10,000 bet on let's say a sport, let's say a horse race, they're going to make a ten thousand
Uh
dollar
huh.
bet. If we can increase the odds by 10%, what's that worth?
Yeah.
How much is 10% of 10,000? Well, that's $1,000. So offering to do a view for $100 would be pretty nice. And somebody
Yeah.
takes 30 minutes or an hour to take a
Mm-hmm.
quick view.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we all know that the market is already there. The problem for us is how do we convince this potential target audience
how
to in
how do you
to
feel?
trust us?
Well, but
And yeah,
how do you feel about finding the local mafioso and offering our services there? Since it's legal there, I mean, all you got to do is find a person to go through. I
I can only tell you in my in my social circle, no one gambles.
There's no
Yeah, it's
mafioso. There's no black market dealers or anybody that would want to hire us
no
to.
in my social circle because yeah, I live in a peaceful environment, and
uh,
everyone just most of us are just good people generally, and we don't gamble away our wages. We don't do that. But I know there are people who buy tickets and buy lotteries almost on a weekly basis.
Yep.
Yeah, but I respect is their choices. Yeah, there's no judgment for that.
No, but being able to offer our service as being able to possibly pick out or maybe adding data to
Yeah,
existing data, I think that would be a win-win because we could literally
I,
market
I,
as not being able to see the event, but we can pick out data from the event.
but I have to say that based on my understanding, the people who love gambling are usually, in my opinion, they are more or less less educated in some ways.
Oh,
Yeah, because
yeah.
because because the more education you receive and the more you learn about mathematics and yeah and statistics, you will know that the more you gamble, the more you actually lose in the long term.
Well, I
So
disagree. The when you do sports gambling, you're not betting on emotions. You're not betting on which team I like more. You're betting on the fact
mhm.
that this person has this many injuries. This team over here has this many idiots running the show, and
Well, well,
recently
I,
this
I
happened. So they
I
they
agree that on a very high level, it's not a gamble. It's just a very
it's a calculated
calculated
risk,
guess.
right?
Yeah, it's a calculated guess. It's not gamble. But for ordinary people who buy these kind of tickets, they are not doing the homework themselves. They just feel that, oh, today someone has got a good luck, so I'm going to buy you.
Right, right,
That's how they make decisions.
right. And
For
we do,
these people,
right.
they
We
don't
do,
understand.
right. And we don't want to cater to that. We don't want to say, hey, look, we're going to help you win that idiot bet that you're going to make. We want to help the people that make the educated bet. So that's where it would be interesting to actually find a group that makes educated bets.
Wow,
And
I have to say, yeah, it's a hard job. I have to say, because
well, the thing
we know
is,
we know these people exist, but we don't know how to find it.
that's where I think I need to actually do a little looking around on my side because there's a lot of gambling establishments that have high end
And
gambling.
you know what? These people, they are almost certainly in some elite clubs, elite groups.
Yep,
They are very rich, very powerful because they know what they are playing with.
right. And if I could actually hook up with a group of people that do this and have specific requirements, like I would have to tell them how our stuff works, and
Mm-hmm.
then we would have to figure out a way to marry the two. So it would take a group effort
Yeah.
for us to actually give them workable data. It's like
Okay.
they're not gonna,
Okay.
yeah, they're not gonna say, I want you to look at this game and tell me what you
Yeah.
see. We're gonna have to figure out a way to do it, to work with them within their parameters to give them data that would work for them. So
Yeah. It makes sense.
yeah, it would be a. I like gambling. I lose
Mm-hmm.
all, I lose all the time. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, in terms of emotional gambling, yeah, people usually just lose. But if you turn the game into an educated guess, yeah, in the long run you could win.
Right. The
Yeah,
more
you are still going to lose sometimes. There is nothing that is guaranteed in real life. Even remote viewing data sometimes it can be rendered obsolete. Yeah, because circumstances and the conditions have changed.
right.
But it doesn't. Yeah, but as long as the data quality is good enough, yeah, you can theoretically make better decisions
Right.
by get by gathering this kind of remote viewing and psychic data.
Right. Right. And I know Blue Dev and Goro and Victor all have been trying to use remote viewing
Yeah,
for stock market choices,
I
and
yeah, I've seen the Discord discussions. He
yeah.
just shared how much money he earned last week.
Right, right. And that's to me that's where I want to see if we can actually.
Yeah.
It turns out, so I was talking to um, Snowblind and Empress, and we were discussing different ramifications of um, remote viewing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the issues is 1 week having fantastic scores, well over 75% right on
Uh-huh.
ARV, and then the next week having absolute crap scores. I mean, well under
Yeah.
30%.
Consistency.
Yeah, yeah,
Consistency.
yeah, the consistency. And so I need to focus on how to remain consistent. I have great scores in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then that tapers off to absolutely terrible scores. So
Mm-hmm.
once I can figure out my consistency, I will be doing a lot better, especially
I
for
will say
my own stocks.
there, there must be many factors in this, but one factor we do understand is practice. Because the more you practice, the more you are accustomed to, yeah, to receive this kind of psychic information. So practice helps, but practice alone does not solve the problem of consistency.
No,
So that's why we would like to explore what are some other parameters that could be in play. Yeah, what's the real mechanism of remote viewing?
well,
Because once we figure that question out, then we know how to produce more consistent data and better quality data.
right. And that's the thing is, so I'm doing ARV targets, and the ARV targets have two pictures, right? You got
Mm-hmm.
two pictures to choose from. In the beginning, I picked the right picture consistently. So
Mm-hmm.
one's right, one's wrong. After X amount of time, I only pick the wrong picture, but I
You
detail
know,
I detail that
you,
wrong picture consistently.
you know what? Picking up the wrong picture exactly means picking up the right picture, but you
It's in
just
the
turn
opposite.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's yeah. If in the case of two choices, yeah, two option ARV, picking up the right picture only and picking up the wrong picture only is it's literally the same, you know.
it is. But the really crappy thing is not only do I pick the wrong picture, so in the end I'm picking this wrong picture, but my data matches the wrong picture. The data itself is the wrong picture. So I literally
Then
am just I'm
the
literally
client
describing it.
simply pick, yeah,
So
the client can simply pick the other one. Then he will hit the target.
yeah, and I don't know, and that's my most frustrating thing about the ARV is I do great and then I suck every time. For every long-term project that I've done, I do absolutely fantastic and then I absolutely suck. But I'm
How
still
about
but my data is still beautiful. It's gorgeous data and it matches the wrong picture.
how about taking turns? Like for this week you do ARV, and for next week you do CRV, and for the week after that you change to a different methodology. Does it help? I don't know.
It'd be something to explore because the other thing we talked about was the fact is there interference? Is something deliberately trying to stop me, or am I trying to stop myself?
Oh,
So
I believe there is.
I do
Is
too.
without a doubt there is something that tries to suppress the development of psychic capabilities in this civilization.
Yeah,
It's very clear. It's very clear to me. I don't know how that works exactly, but yeah, looking around, looking at our educational system, I know some people don't want us to learn this kind of skill.
yeah, without a doubt. I mean, and the governments alone would want to keep you in the dark. They definitely don't want.
Uh-huh.
I mean, think about it. If you
No.
have a whole bunch of people like us who can look at different targets that are completely out of our sight, that would be a
Mm-hmm.
bad thing, and that my government would be very upset because we're looking at stuff that we shouldn't be looking at. And
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine all the other governments out there that like to suppress information.
Uh-huh.
It would be a disaster. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they want to keep it all under wraps, but that's okay. We just have to figure out a way to get through the noise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our whole
Because
goal,
well, yeah.
our whole goal is gaining the signal line and converting the signal line from noise to actual
Yeah.
data. And that's just a matter of
Be-
getting past these guys.
because based on my personal understanding, one's psychic capabilities can be suppressed, but it cannot be eliminated.
Right,
Because if it cannot be, because if it can be eliminated, then it means we won't have the psychic capabilities in the first place. So the fact that we shows potential in this means the government, however strong they are, they can only do so much.
right.
They cannot make us completely uh, psychicless. It's not possible. So I would say being psychic is probably kind of some fundamental nature all in all creatures, not just humans, but in all creatures, in all living beings.
Right,
It's a
right.
fundamental nature. You can suppress it, suppress that nature, but you cannot eliminate that nature.
Well, and I know humans can have psychic events where
Mm-hmm.
uh, where we can see things and do things that nobody else can see. But the
Mm-hmm.
funny thing is I know rats, as far as I'm concerned, are psychic. Now, I can't prove it. I don't have the
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the skill or the money to test this theory, but
Mm. No.
when I'm rat hunting and I'm hunting a rat,
Uh-huh.
a rat will come out and
I'm psychic as well.
I think so because a rat will literally see me before I even get to where I'm gonna post up and take him out. So how does that?
Psychic vision.
Yeah, that I'm inside of a house, so there's no sound, there's no smell, there's no feel, but the rat will turn around and look at me and and he's gone. But he literally looks at me inside the house, and I
Uh-huh.
I have this much of an opening to shoot through to shoot the rat, yet he can still see me
Uh-huh.
and bail. And the one thing that I've noticed is there's a difference between when I have him on camera and when I'm actually physically looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a camera set up and the camera is recording his movements going to the food dish, he's not as worried. But the minute I literally lay eyes on that, his hackles go up and he's gone. So I think rats are very, very psychic, which is kind of scary. I mean, think about it. A subway system full of, giant man-eating rats. That would be terrifying.
So these are all like psychic mini creatures running around.
They're not mini. I mean, they're the size of cats.
Uh-huh.
They're big rats. They're called Norway rats, and man, they're
Well, I have never seen one because well
really,
maybe I'm going to see one soon because tomorrow I'm going to the US.
yeah. So depending on what, are you coming into Frisco or are you going into LA?
Oh, I go to California first because I'm going to attend the Contact in the Desert event
Yeah.
next week.
Are you flying into Frisco though, San Francisco, or are you flying into LA?
Los Angeles.
Okay. Yeah, Los Angeles isn't bad. San Francisco, you could actually go visit. You could go see rats at San Francisco. They're all over the place.
Oh,
Yeah.
big rats.
Big rats, the Norway rats, the rats that eat people. So
Uh-huh.
they're huge. But yeah, well that's cool. I'm excited for you. You're gonna go see that. How long is this convention?
It lasts for one week. I think it ended June 3rd, and after that, I plan to go to visit Leora first, and
Nice,
after that, I will probably go to your place. Yeah.
nice. Yeah, you gotta go check out. I wonder how she's doing. I haven't talked to Leora for a while, so it's good that you're
Oh,
gonna go see her.
I will send her I will send her message before I go because yeah there's at least another 2 weeks before I can possibly see her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So how big is this convention? Is it like a bunch of different speakers? I mean, who's the main
Oh,
speaker there?
a lot of big names. Yeah, in the UFO community.
This is a UFO convention.
Yeah, yeah. Contact in the desert. You just know it by hearing the names. Contact in the desert. So it's of course it's a ufology community hosted event. But
Well, I thought.
I also noticed that there are some side events. I also posted in the message group. In yeah, I think you can see it because Space Case and Goro and Blue Dev, we are all in that group, message group. Yeah, contact in the desert, and I also noticed that there is a workshop, remote viewing workshop, and yeah, it's hosted by whom? I think one is Alan Stanfield, and the
Ooh.
other two person I don't know the name. Maybe they are some popular names in the UFO in the remote viewing community, but I don't know. But
Well,
yeah,
the
Alan
big.
Steinfeld is very popular in the New Age community in the New Age group.
You
I
need to get a sticker to go on your shirt that says "I'm a remote viewer visiting a UFO convention." And I'll tell you what,
no no no.
yeah, you would be bombarded with all the people wanting you to call down a UFO. What do they?
Well,
I can't remember the protocol, but the protocol for the remote viewers to call down the UFOs is, I mean, that has been the hot topic for a long time.
oh, I think is I don't know if there is any protocol for remote viewers to call down the UFOs. But I know that there is one out there. But I don't think related to remote viewing community at all. I think it's CE5, right? Yeah, CE5 protocol.
There's there's a video by, I can't remember his name, talking about a group that their job, they're with the military, and their job is to literally call these things down. And I can't remember the name of this. He's a contractor who works with the group that calls down the UFOs. And it's not a CE5. It's another name for the.
Yeah, human initiated contact with extraterrestrials is yeah CE5 is proposed by yeah Dr. Stephen Greer.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I think it's not related to the remote viewing community at all. Maybe they have different names
Well, like I
or
said,
different methodology.
put that sticker on your shirt, and we'll find out because I'll you will get swamped and bombarded with a lot of questions.
No, I don't have that sticker. But if you have a name card for me to show off to people, then maybe you can pass me a link or just make me a picture and with the contact information on it and
I do.
yeah
Yeah.
whenever I meet someone and maybe we have a good chat then maybe I can introduce you I can introduce that person to you
You know,
so
the funny thing is Birdie made me a business card. I'll have to go back into my notes and take a look at that business card. I'll just send you the.
yeah I know you can I know it's impossible for you to give me a physical business card because we haven't met yet. But at least for a digital one, like a picture or some sort of contact information. Yeah, you
Oh,
can you can send me the file. Then I can show off to the people. Yeah, if I encounter someone who is interested in the remote in remote viewing. And to be honest, I'm really interested in seeing what kind of people would like to attend that kind of remote I would say uh remote viewing 101 workshop because yeah they are charging like 25 USD per person yeah for introductory
and
remote viewing
and
workshop and it only lasts for 1.5 hours
and
and if that's
introduction.
what how yeah and if that's how much they can charge then I believe you can charge that number as well which the reason why we are not doing that is because we are not as popular and as famous as these big names like Alan Steinfeld or some big, yeah, some popular people in the remote viewing community. But being big names doesn't mean they are more experienced or more professional in this regard, because in terms of remote viewing experiences and practices, you probably have done much more than these people. So you are just not as famous as them.
We're
Yeah, that's the only difference.
I really think that at some point our group is going to be a name that is out there that people will say, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, this is SITN, and we know Lynn, and we know Jeff, and we know Space Case, and I mean it's going to be, at some point we will be big.
Yeah, at some point it can happen, and probably no later than UFO disclosure event. I would say, because as far as I know, not really much people are pursuing this endeavor in the field of remote viewing just as hard as we do. Yeah, I only see like several groups, no more than 10, are doing this kind of regular remote viewing exercise and live streams. No more than 10, based on my knowledge. So we are the very few people who are pursuing this very hard, I would say.
Well,
So,
one of the things about remote viewing is because I do a lot of missing person cases. I have
mhm.
multiple missing person cases that I do. One of the things they don't want me to do is they don't want me to broadcast the fact that I'm working with them.
uh,
And
you better not.
yeah, they literally tell me, don't tell anybody that I'm working with you,
No.
because they don't want the people to know, that they associate with psychics or remote
Mhm.
viewers. So
No, no.
it's really funny for me to to find people that are ashamed of the fact that we do things differently than everybody else, and they're ashamed of it. And it's like, man, you guys got to get over that shit. But okay.
No, I would say in some ways maybe it's not that they are ashamed of it, but they just don't know how to explain it to the potential clients.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Without a doubt, because the clients themselves are the people that they're working for is literally, it's like, you don't, we don't want
I
to.
would say the very fact that they are looking for people like you means they are not ashamed of the techniques you are using. Because if they are ashamed of this subject, the subject of remote viewing, they are not going to look for your service in the first place.
Which is yeah, it's kind of a conundrum, because I'm getting pretty popular on several accounts now where there's a lot of people looking for me. And they're literally,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're, I mean, I know I've posted my information, but I'm having a lot of different people actually find me and hire me to do really cool things. Really
Mm-hmm.
cool things. And the fact that I can actually come up with the data for these really cool things, and the data is pretty damn consistent. I'm 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 really happy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So, anyways, before I go to that event, because that is a place, Contact in the Desert, that is a place I'm going to meet a lot of people. And there are people who might be more interested and eager to learn more about remote viewing, or pay for someone who would like to offer that kind of services. So, before I go there, which is, I think, starting from next Thursday, yeah, Thursday next week, you just find out the business card that Birdie made for you and send it to me. Okay.
yeah, yeah. And the other thing is find a business plan that you wanna look at. So if you're talking with a group of people about UFOs and it comes up,
Uh
maybe
huh.
you can have something that you can offer and make a little money on this. Because if you want to do a group remote view and do basic remote viewing at 25 bucks a head, we could set it up. You could be the lead businessman for it, and you can make a little money over there and at your convention. You
No,
can do
I'm
it.
not. I'm not expecting to earn anything during my my trip this time.
You could
But
be
I would say
you could be
I
sitting
would
out in the
say
middle of the desert at night watching UFOs zip over your head, and we can have a remote view at night.
I would say the main purpose for me this time is to find out the the real market demands out there and find out the potential target audiences and understand how the business model could work. Yeah, that is more important for me. I don't expect to earn anything in the short term. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Well, the really cool thing is we have a particular set of things that we offer. You're going to go
Mm-hmm.
visit something that has a very wide area to explore,
Mm-hmm.
and our
Mm-hmm.
skills and exploring this wide area will go hand in hand. I mean, you're gonna get to listen to some really cool stories out there, and you're gonna have the opportunity to actually see some really cool things. You should be able to be going out on a couple events where they, have a group of people
Oh,
that go sit
yeah,
out and watch the
certainly.
lights. Yeah, so hopefully you get to do that.
Yeah,
You're
without a doubt. I have booked 5 days pass,
Yeah,
so I'm free to attend any lecture or workshop. Yeah, if I'm interested. Yeah, I'm just going to focus on the things that I think would be relevant because we also know that this kind of event is actually not held by people who are supporting UFO disclosure alone, right?
right,
I believe, on the other hand, there are people who are actually against the idea of UFO disclosure. They are going to be working on their disinformation agenda. On the other hand, so not all lectures are really worth attending. Yeah,
right. And
we just have to watch out.
it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. You're going to be able to have to sit. You're going to have to sit through all this information and figure out
Mm-hmm.
which is real. Even the videos are going to be suspect because, well, I mean, video manipulation is so easy. So you're going to
Yeah.
have to really fight to see the information. But
Yeah, because
again,
we all know, yeah, we all know how this world works.
yeah,
Yeah, there are powerful people behind the disclosure movement, and on both sides want something to be done.
right.
Yeah, the pro side and the con side. So
So it's
yeah, so I would say this event, this you have contact in the desert event, it's just a I would say it's just a focal point for players from both sides to show up and perform their agenda.
and it's going to be a really cool event. I mean,
Yeah,
even
it must be. It must be.
yeah. Well, cool. That's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll keep you updated. If yeah, I just hope that the internet connection in the desert won't be too bad.
oh shit, I forgot to do something. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh, no worries.
I figure I will give myself disclosure. I don't expect the government to ever do it for me.
No, they are not, but they are going to suppress it.
Oh yeah.
So there must be some government officials there, and they are spreading some disinformation to dampen the disclosure movement. I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
So I'm not really looking for the disclosure, yeah, happening down there. It's not so unlikely.
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually I thought it'd be really cool to have sponsors at some point to sponsor our channel, and
Uh huh.
I'm gonna do it a little differently. Instead of having somebody pay me to advertise, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
start out with I'm gonna find a product that I really like, and I'm gonna present it on our show, and I'm gonna
Oh,
say
okay.
this product is top notch. So here we go.
Oh my God, you have a sponsor.
Wild Planet. let's see if we got it. There we go. Wild Planet, Wild Pacific Sardines. Okay.
What's that? Where can I get it? And what is it for? Just give me more introduction. I'm really curious because that's the first time you ever mentioned a product on live stream.
I
I'm
know.
really curious.
So the deal is, I contacted these guys to make sure it was okay for me to show their
Uh
product
huh.
and
Uh
really
huh.
say that, hey, this is a good product. Sardines are very good
Uh
for a
huh.
lot of the basic functions of your brain, and I know that when I do a lot of remote viewing, I get kind of drained and loggy, and so I eat a lot of sardines and I eat chocolate and I eat things that help me remote view.
Uh huh.
Wild Planet has actual really tasty sardines. They're probably the best sardines that I've eaten, and I eat a lot of herring and sardines and canned goods. So I went to their website and I
Uh
noticed that
huh.
they had not only sardines, but they have a lot of mackerels and salmons and other things. Now, if all the other products are of the same quality, then I would
Uh huh.
highly endorse it. So when I contacted them, they said they'd send me a free sample. And since I have
Wow.
yeah, so since I have access to this, I figured it would be nice if I could ship it to you and you could try it. And then you could come online and you could say, "Hey, this product is really good." But they don't ship.
Can I get it anywhere in the United States?
I Yes, you should be able to pick it up anywhere. So what we're going to do is when you get here, we'll have you try
Uh
some
huh.
because
Okay.
I can't send it to you.
No, no, and I don't know how to buy it anyway because I think it's the second time I went to I have ever go to United States. I used to went to go to Disney like 20 20 something years ago. I don't exactly remember when I was just a little child, and I can't can't speak English at all. And so United States to me really is just a fresh new country, and I have no idea. Yeah, like do I go shopping, and yeah, where can I find products like what you mentioned,
Well,
and how much does it cost? Stuff like this. Yeah.
yeah. The funny thing is our where we live. You know,
Uh huh.
I'm out in the rural
In the
area,
cities.
and
Uh huh.
so is Space Case. He's also in a rural area. So I know you're in a city where you have grocery stores very close to you and you can walk to them. We can't. We have
Uh
to
huh.
drive everywhere to pick everything up. So we go to Costco's and Walmart's and yeah. So
Uh huh.
that's where he lives. Mine,
Space Case started live streaming.
there's
Oh
nothing
my
there.
god! It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm the same. I'm the same way. So I'm in the middle of uh it's about, I don't know, 5 miles to the nearest
Oh
store.
my god. Oh, it's dark inside, so I cannot show you around. But it's I'm in my room, and if it's in the daylight, then you can see there is a park over out there over the window. But that's all. And if you go, I actually live in a very large apartment building. We have 13 floors, but it's a large, it's an old building. It's almost 30 years old, and
Wow.
for other buildings like besides us, it's like 30 stories, 40 stories. Yeah, very
Yeah.
large buildings.
So you have
That's where I grew up.
a very high density there. So you have a lot of people in a very small area.
Yeah, it's Taiwan, typical Taiwan.
Yeah, we have no people in a very large area, and it's a lot different. It's a lot different feel. So
Uh huh.
it's really nice for me. This is how I've always lived, is out in this, in the country like this. I've never
Uh
lived.
huh.
We lived for 4 years.
Close to the nature.
Yeah, we lived for 4 years in a city, and then we left. So
Hmm.
me and my wife moved up to Washington, and it's been really nice. So,
So you still prefer nature.
oh yeah, yeah. I like having my ducks, and I like having all my chickens and cows and other stuff. And look,
Uh huh.
he's got chickens too. So we get farm fresh eggs. Yeah, I mean, if I want chicken dinner, there you go. You just walk out there, grab it by the neck, and you got a chicken dinner. So it's uh, it's a lot different than where you live. But
Okay, so anyway, yeah,
anyways, I'm
I,
gonna.
I, I I like I like what you just did, showing some brand new products that you really enjoy and like. Yeah, I think yeah, it's a better way to grow your channel than simply asking people for sponsors, because yeah, in doing the branding activity, you actually have opens up a different category of target audience. One
Right.
is of course remote viewing group, but the other is the the people who used to buy these products. They may be watching for, oh, there are some people advertising the product that they like,
Right.
so they could possibly, yeah, they could wonder, oh, what is this person doing? And oh, he's talking about remote viewing.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I can check it out. So
Well,
it actually opens up revenue to different target audiences. Yeah.
it does, because the other thing about this can is it's going to last 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
This can of herring, it will last, and it'll be good in 3 to 5 years. I prep.
Yeah.
I prep for disasters, and so does Space Case.
Mm-hmm.
This little can, you throw it in a 5 gallon bucket, you put a lid on it, and you ignore it for 3 to 5 years. It's still good when you pull it out.
Okay. Okay.
So the prepping
So.
community will also be interested in remote viewing because I prep and I remote view. So
Mm-hmm.
my next week I'm going to talk about mypatriot.com, where it's just frozen foods and foods that'll last a long time. So because
Yeah.
that's another company I'd like to work with.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like this idea. Who told you this?
I've
Really?
yeah, I've wanted to do this all along, is have a actual about a 10-minute window where we discuss different different companies and the products that they sell, and maybe even have their logo somewhere on our podcast. And actually, if we can get paid sponsors, that would be cool. But giving them recognition because I like their product is good enough for
Uh
me.
huh. Uh
But
huh.
it would be nice to get, at some point get money if we can actually get successful. Once we get successful, then they're going to pay us. But we're not, highly successful yet. We're
No,
getting
no
there.
worries. No worries. But I think it is yeah, uh it's a good method that we should start trying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We find products that we use and we like, and we can
Uh huh.
actually make sure it's okay
Uh
to
huh.
show them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
If
And
you
another.
can, if
yeah.
you can connect to the prepper community, teach them enough remote viewing to know what to get ready for,
Exactly.
and
Me and you
you
are
will.
the epitome of, we know it's coming and we know we should be prepping. So me and
Yeah.
you are definitely part of that community, and we need to get the word out of how to do this. So yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. And so yeah, we'll discuss that next week. Maybe I'll have a couple different products from the
Yeah.
different.
I just hope that next week I can be online as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about it. If not,
Oh, by the way, next week when I'm in the United States, what time would be the weekly live stream?
you said
Because for now
it's in
it's
the
like 10:30 p.m. here in Taiwan. But when I go to the United States, my time zone will be the same as yours.
right 8:40. So it's 8:40 right now.
Oh, 8:40 in the morning.
Yeah. So
Well,
if
probably won't be. I don't think I will be available by then, because 8:40 in the morning I will be in the, yeah, in the event building of Contact in the Desert. So
what time did
probably will,
what time does all the events start?
I would say it's around 9 a.m.
What you can do, what would be really cool, is doing a live feed from the contest. If you have
I'm not sure it's a good idea. It may not be allowed because it's a paid event.
right, so what I would do is I would
I can ask. I can ask.
find somebody and ask if you can do like a not a full blown I want to record this event, but an
Yeah, maybe just
outside where you're
some
talking to
sort of
people.
advertisement for them as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So check with, make sure it's okay. But what we'll do is we'll do a taped. Uh, we'll tape it at your convenience so that you can,
Hmm.
you know, you can call me up. We can do like a live chit chat for 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Whatever,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever it takes. That would be
I
really
probably
cool.
won't be attending the whole live stream, just like we what we have been used to doing. Yeah,
Right,
usually we have been talking for like an hour, but yeah, next week probably not possible for me.
right.
But maybe I can show up like 5 or 10 minutes here. Yeah,
Ex-
I think
exactly.
yeah, I think it's possible. It's possible.
Especially if you can kind of show, where you're at and what's going to
Uh huh.
happen and who's going to be the
Uh
speaker for the
huh.
day. That would be really
Oh
cool.
yeah, who are the speakers today? And yeah, what are the exciting things we have been doing over the past
Yeah,
two days? Yeah, because it started from on Thursday. So by Saturday morning we have been through 2 days of contact in the desert. So
exactly.
yeah, I can give a short recap of the last 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah,
That'll be
it's
cool. We can go over what you've
yeah.
seen and heard, and then
Uh huh.
your
Uh
upcoming
huh.
events. So I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So
So
don't forget Wild Planet. Go to the website. Good fish.
yeah. Oh, and after the live stream, you can pass the link down to your YouTube live stream, so that people can find it more easier and convenient to have link to the product you mentioned.
Yeah, I think I'll put it on the YouTube. They got that little
Yeah.
YouTube information. I'll make
Yeah. Yeah.
sure it's
Yeah.
on there, and then yeah, that's a good. I didn't think about that. That's a good idea. We could actually do that for whatever product we
Yes.
want to
Yes.
show 'em.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
So today I think is a very fruitful day because I learned so much, not only from you and also some of the things we could be doing in the next few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We got a lot to look at in very little time.
yeah,
So
and a lot of things and don't forget the business card.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll work on that next and get that to you.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all for today because I'm going to sleep very soon. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to leave my home around 10 a.m. Yeah.
Wow. And then you've got a long flight, right?
Yeah. So I have only about 10 hours 10 hours before my departure. So I better go to sleep right now.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much as well, and thanks for Space Case for your listening. And showing your houses and environment. I really didn't expect it's bad at.
Yeah, people have different places they live, that's for sure. I've lived in a
Uh
city before and I much prefer this.
huh.
Um,
Okay, I think that's all for this week, and hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye. Bye bye.
bye.
Bye.